Almighty God, creator and ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, peace, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Session considered thoroughly and debated extensively issues surrounding the security situation in our country today, and adopted the following resolutions, or approved the following resolutions. 1, to condemn the attack on security agents and formations around the country and sympathize with the families. 2, the House sympathizes with all the families and communities that have been victims of banditry, terrorists, criminal elements in the country, particularly in Ukpo, Ifetegdunu, Dumkofia, Gaydam, LGAs, Abagama IDP camp in Makurdi, Unipam, Jatoaka, police divisions in the southeast, I believe it's Elume Mbano, Ehime Mbano, Uzo in Enugu State, Uzo Akoli in Abia State, Bulanga local government area of Gombe State. These were all places where members were meant to move the motion on the floor today, but we decided to take all together an executive session. And other parts of Imo states and nationwide. The House reiterates its commitment to the security and corporate existence of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and will therefore accelerate its engagement with stakeholders at a special security summit that is being organized by the House of Representatives. 4, the House urgently invites the NSA, the service chiefs and paramilitary chiefs, and the MD of NIGECOMSAT to brief the House on the security situation in the country. 5, considering the security situation, the President should immediately declare a state of emergency in the security sector so as to fast-track all measures to ensure the restoration of peace in our country. 6, call on the judiciary to accelerate the prosecution of those awaiting trial due to banditry, terror, and other criminal activities. 7, provide emergency relief to all communities that have been adversely affected by the recent attacks across the country. 8, the President should, as a matter of urgency, ensure financial autonomy to local governments to guarantee their functionality and serve the local populace. 9, the federal government should ensure the protection of national infrastructure and assets, particularly the Shiroro and Kainji dams in Niger State. 10, The House mandates all its security committees to immediately commence a comprehensive audit of all military and paramilitary assets and arms and ammunition in our armed services and revert back to the House within 4 weeks. 11, that the number of personnel in the police and military falls far short of the required number to effectively secure the country, and the House calls for immediate recruitment to this effect. I now invite the Leader of the House to move that the House do adopt these resolutions from the Executive Secretary.
Honorable members, Ado Dogwa is my name. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I represent the people of Tudunwada Dogwa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. Honorable members, I rise as directed by the Chair to move that the House do adopt the resolutions as read by the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I so move.
I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elumelu, and I represent the good people of Anyocho Shimili Federal Constituency. I'm proudly from Delta State. I rise to second this motion that we do adopt the resolution from the executive session as moved by the House Leader. I so second.
You can see it's a dire situation, and every one of us, the 360 of us, agree that there are serious issues on ground as concerning the security situation in Nigeria. Now, from what you can see from the hallowed chambers of the House of Representatives, we see a 9-point resolution being read out by Mr. Speaker, condemning the insecurity and dastardly act we're seeing in the country today. I must say that most of our colleagues who are present here is the collective thought and agreement of us in within the chambers. But of course, there are so many other issues that we raised. One of them is that some of us don't want to die for Nigeria. Some of us don't feel a part of Nigeria. We don't feel that we're part of Nigeria. Some of the low-hanging fruit is that Mr. President should immediately, that's one of the suggestions I've put across, should be able to look at the structure of Nigeria today and also the appointments that have been made in Nigeria. If we're able to redistribute same to the different geopolitical zones in Nigeria, that might begin to down some of the tensions. You cannot tell me that almost 90% of all the appointments in the country today is domiciled in one section of the country. How are we part of Nigeria? So some of the agitations are very valid. Actually, there were even more resolutions that we have made. The ones read out were, some were subsumed under those ones and is, captured in every one of them. So what we have is the resolution where everybody is in agreement to the 9-point resolution. But we wanted to go a step further in making sure that the president hear us loud and clear. And the ability to tell him and speak to him one-on-one and tell him as representative of the people, this is a dire situation and this is not about sending the leadership anymore. This is about us having to meet with him to deliberate on the issues that are going on in the country. And we want every Nigerian to know that we in the House of Representatives are very mindful of what is going on and we are part of the situation. We're part of these issues. We are not in Abuja aloof. It's affecting us, our cousins, our brothers, our sisters, and everybody, our constituents. So the president needs to know this, but first of all, we need to feel a part of Nigeria where we feel that every constituent part of Nigeria should be able to benefit from the appointments and positions we have in Nigeria today. We want to invite the president. We want to meet with him. It's no longer an issue of invitation. We want to sit in a room with him as an executive session and discuss what the issues are. He needs to hear from us directly. There are no second parties here or third parties. He needs to hear from us firsthand what is going on. And by the time most of them around him understands the issues around that what we are talking about, maybe they will begin to look in a different direction. This is a ship, the Nigerian ship. It must sail in the same direction. It must go in one direction. That part of the resolutions that I felt maybe the speaker is leaving it for other consideration is that we wanted to meet directly with the president and tell him one-on-one in an executive session what the issues are. And part of the other one suggestions, at least some of our colleagues have made, is the low-hanging fruit. How do we redistribute, and people agree to it, how do we equitably redistribute some of the positions available? He needs to do that immediately. These are some of the things he needs to do as of matter of urgency. He needs to do them now. If you don't do them, then the agitations will continue because most parts of people don't feel that they are part of this country.